Coming back to the national capital, as we know, the NITI Aayog, the 10th NITI Aayog meeting is going on since morning. Prime Minister is the chairperson of the governing council. The Prime Minister has addressed that meeting. It's the first big one post-Operation Sindhu. That's the big story that we have been tracking since morning. The theme of the NITI Aayog meeting is Viksit Bharat Team India. That is, all the states are equal stakeholders. It's only when they work together can India become stronger. First pictures from inside the NITI Aayog meeting is out. You can see them on your screens. The Prime Minister holding that meeting with all the chief ministers. Let me go across to Aman, who's getting us all those details. Yes, Aman.
Yes, Pallavi, this is the annual NITI Aayog Governing Council meeting where the Prime Minister chairs, and you can see all the chief ministers. Some of them are missing, but yes, most other chief ministers have made it a point to come for this NITI Aayog meeting today, and we can see them in attendance. The Prime Minister also spoke on the occasion, and we'll have that speech, in just a little bit when it's released by the government. But you can see most chief ministers there. Revanth Reddy, who's the chief minister of Telangana from the Congress party, was also in attendance, and this is perhaps the first time since 2018 that the Telangana chief minister, has come for the NITI Aayog meeting. Earlier, KCR, I remember, used to always skip this meeting. But that said, you have other chief ministers, some of the others who have also skipped, including Mamata Banerjee. But Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu, the Himachal Pradesh chief minister from the Congress party, is also present, while the Karnataka chief minister, Mr. Siddaramaiah, has chosen to give this meeting a skip. And of course, most chief ministers like to come here because they also want to press the point of getting more funds from the center, devolution from the center. And, many states have been complaining that they are not getting adequate funds from the central government. So many CMs want to come here and make it a point. But I think the theme of this NITI Aayog meeting, which essentially, was that if the states develop, the center will also develop. So very cooperative federalism kind of a theme given by the NITI Aayog this time, that the growth of the states is extremely important for India as a whole to grow over the aim of India to be among the 5 largest economies in the world. So the states need to do their pitch in and help in the growth of the overall economy. So I think the meeting has been held in that spirit of cooperative federalism, and we'll hear more once the press conference of the NITI Aayog is held in a couple of hours from now.
Well, in an ideal situation, it should be cooperative federalism. In an ideal situation, there should be a bonhomie, a camaraderie at the NITI Aayog meeting, but doesn't always happen so. There's a strong wish list. But, in the backdrop of the Prime Minister stressing on Team India, opposition-ruled governments have always had this angst and complain that they get a step-buddy treatment. Will that also be addressed over here?
Well, yes, that has always been the case, and we have seen, Pallavi, especially the opposition states, Tamil Nadu, for example. You can see Mr. M.K. Stalin standing alongside the Prime Minister in this particular photograph, which has been put out. But Mr. M.K. Stalin has been a very, very strong critic of the central government for denying, funds, the rightful funds to Tamil Nadu. There was a huge controversy earlier this year when, Stalin said that the education funds to the state were being stopped. But in this meeting today, I would say that the theme of the meeting, which the government has kept, that Viksit Rajya for Viksit Bharat 2047, this is a very positive theme, with the central focus being on the state governments, and thereby the growth of the states helping India become a developed nation. So this is the Governing Council meeting has discussed this very approach on Viksit Rajya for Viksit Bharat in today's meeting, and saying also that as India is progressing towards becoming a developed country, it is very essential that states leverage, their unique strengths and drive transformative changes at the grassroots, ensuring that the aspirations of the citizens translate into tangible outcomes on the ground. So this long-term inclusive vision, which the NITI Aayog is trying to project, we'll know in the evening, Pallavi, when the press conference is held, that how much of that bonhomie has translated in this meeting.
All right. Thank you very much, Aman, for getting us all. In fact, Aman, I'm just going to come back to you once again on this. I think we're going to be joined by Payal also in a bit. But, you know, Mamata Banerjee has skipped and she's had an acrimonious relationship with the Prime Minister. There are Bengal elections coming up, Tamil Nadu elections coming up in 2026. Do you think NITI Aayog and the kind of bargaining coming in from the opposition parties, the NITI Aayog also offers a platform to the opposition rule states to assert themselves and also score and try at least score some kind of a political bargain, keeping in mind the elections coming up?
Well, absolutely, Pallavi. And I remember the last NITI Aayog meeting also. You know, many chief ministers had made it a point to lay out their speeches in great detail, you know, because they also know this is a forum where the Prime Minister is present, all the senior ministers in the government, the Finance Minister, the Home Minister, the Defense Minister, all the senior ministers are present. So the chief ministers also don't want to lose out this chance of, you know, laying out their political statement in a way also at the NITI Aayog meeting before the Prime Minister. So it's a bit unfortunate that the central government sources are telling me that, you know, leaders like Mamata Banerjee or a few others who have missed this particular meeting, Siddaramaiah, another important state, Karnataka, you know, a big state, so is Mamata Banerjee's state, which goes to polls next year. So many of these states have chosen to skip this meeting. Of course, it becomes a political forum because many states want to make their point on, you know, them being denied their rightful share of funds. But I think NITI Aayog always, you know, keeps this very straight that this is exactly not the forum, you know, to ask for funds. For that, we need to go to different forums of the Finance Ministry in Delhi. This forum is essentially to help with the focus come on states, to help craft strategies, bold, long-term and inclusive visions aligned with national priorities so that states can leverage, you know, their unique geographic and demographic advantages and work together with the center when it comes to the country's development. So I think as was mentioned, the theme of this year's NITI Aayog meeting, that a Viksit Rajya for a Viksit Bharat 2047, the center, I think, is trying to send out that olive branch to all the states.
Okay. And Aman, you know, it's very interesting because obviously this is the first NITI Aayog meeting post-Operation Sindoor. Possibly the Prime Minister would make a reference to that. We're going to wait for an official word on that. But till now, the Prime Minister has not engaged in any kind of a political spat post-Operation Sindoor. Today, I guess the whole spirit from the PM and his team will be to maintain that kind of a decorum or maintain that kind of a stand coming in. Do you get a sense that this is going to be a platform to try and get that cooperation between the centre and the states? Because minus that, you know, our fight against terror to a certain extent can also get weakened because we are trying to show the world that India is one.
Yes, Pallavi. See, we'll have to wait for exactly the Prime Minister's speech to be put out by the government because this is a closed-door meeting. So we'll have to wait to see the Prime Minister's statement that did he refer to Operation Sindoor in any way before the Chief Ministers, because we must remember this is the first meeting of the Prime Minister with the Chief Ministers post Operation Sindoor, as you're correctly saying. So maybe the Chief Ministers would also have wanted to listen from the Prime Minister how the country has carried out this very precise, very seamless operation against Pakistan. We'll have to wait for the Prime Minister's speech. But yes, the government does feel, Pallavi, that all the states, especially various political parties, did put up a united show that also shows in the all-party delegations, which have gone abroad to 32 countries, the 7 all-party delegations, you know, all of which have now left for foreign shows to tell the world about India's stand against Pakistan and tell the world about the contours of Operation Sindoor. So the centre would expect all the states and the chief ministers to, you know, in a way stand together with the centre on the matter of national security. But some chief ministers, I think, skipping the function, skipping this particular meeting, and the Congress, which has been criticizing the government over the last 1 week over certain issues, you know, we'll have to wait and see if this issue also came up at the NITI Aayog meeting.
The last hour. Anything can happen between the bells. But what happens during the last hour is what matters the most. The biggest market swings. A close-up look at what's driving them and how the investors are reacting. Watch the most seasoned market mavens guide you through the most important hour of the trading day. NSE Closing Bell. At these times, only on CNBC TV 18 and CNBCTV18.com.
For more news and updates, all you need to do is follow CNBC TV 18 on all of our digital platforms.